Mark Lewis says a statement game will be for the Washington Commanders and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, when I broke down, like when I was looking at games, looking at teams, Mark, I was looking more toward like this team needs this win to save their season. This team needs to win to really catapult them into the second half of the season or the second quarter of the season, right? They really need this staple to kind of start building that building block here. But Mark, you might be exactly right. You might be right because right now the Washington Commanders are flying sky high. The Washington Commanders are won 4 games in a row. They've beaten the Giants, they've beaten the Bengals and the Cardinals and the Browns. Their only loss came to the Buccaneers opening week at Tampa Bay with a rookie quarterback and a head coach that hasn't coached for like 5 years as a head coach. Since then, they've rightened the ship. The offense is looking good. Hell, even the offense looked good even week 1. The defense is starting to tone it up to do it well, and you're going against arguably one of the best teams in the NFL versus the Baltimore Ravens. So this game is at Baltimore. This is a 1 o'clock game. This should be the CBS game of the week. Should be like a primetime game, honestly. Too bad they can't flex week 6 games because who really wants to watch the Bills and Jets? But we digress from that. The point of the matter is, Mark, you are exactly right. If the Washington Commanders can go into Baltimore, not only compete with the Ravens, I'm talking a close game, battling back and forth, whatever, right? But go into Baltimore and beat them, beat Lamar Jackson, beat Derrick Henry, beat this great defense that looks suspect at best last week. I think there's a totally different tone around the Washington Commanders. Because truth be told, their 4 wins this season have been coming against teams that are meh. The Giants, meh. Many people said the Giants should have won that game. If they had a kicker, the Giants would have probably won that game. Probably right. The Bengals, they're not very good right now. The Cardinals, I deem that as a decent win. You went to Arizona and you put a 40 burger on them, right? Decent win. But then you beat the Browns. Cool, right? So really the Washington Commanders really don't have that staple win yet this season. And if they could go into Baltimore and compete with the Ravens, it'd be like, okay, I am a buyer. I am a believer. However, on the opposite side of that coin, let's say they do go into Baltimore and they get the brakes beat off of them. They get blown out. Many people are like, y'all just pretenders, right? This is kind of a contender-pretender game right here. We can talk about contender and pretender and Washington Commanders right now. You can come out of this game as a contender, compete with the Ravens, potentially beat the Ravens, or a pretender and get the total break speed off of you. So, Mark, you are right. This is definitely a statement game for the Washington Commanders. John